Yo YouTube, we're here in Georgia for the third tour event stop of the season at Lake Lanier. This is probably the best spotted bass fishery in the country. Spotted bass rule Lake Lanier. They're big here, they're nasty. It's gonna take a lot of weight to win this event. It's gonna take a lot of weight to do well in this event. And it's a little bit like home, so I'm gonna walk you guys through my tour event here at Lake Lanier. Yo YouTube, do I look warm? Let me tell you why I don't. Let me get my cap on straight here. It's cold. It's cold. 30 degrees this morning. Coldest weather I fished in all day, but my partner Michelle Jalaba and I did say that.
Jalaba.
Jalaba.
Okay.
Jalaba. Everybody calls me Lattimore, so I guess that was my getting back at everybody else for getting my name wrong. But we're gonna go try to catch him today. So give you a little bit about Lake Lanier. It's a lot like my home lake in South Carolina in some ways, but at the same time it's a lot different. It's got a lot of the same structure, same water clarity, same layout and everything as my home lake, Lake Hartwell and home. Here's the difference. The difference is predominantly spotted bass. It is dominated by spotted bass. We have spotted bass at home. I fish for them a lot. But in my opinion, they act, move, and just react to weather conditions a lot different here at Lake Lanier. Down there in that deep water, it just felt good. It just felt good down in that deep water.
Listen, that was more for me.
Near a lot of the fish are still off. They're a lot in 20, 25, 30 to 40 foot of water, a lot of fish. And it's really more like an early pre-spawn tournament, just busting out of the winter patterns, what it's really fishing more like. I don't know yet.
Net?
Better, but I don't want to be that guy. No, good.
I don't care. There you go, nice.
It's a little bit better one. That's 5. Caught a lot of fish this morning starting off.
Alright.
God, he swallowed it. He didn't even feel like he had it that good. Started off with a jerkbait this morning.
I gotta be to get down there.
Yeah, they're. I noticed that on the graph they're a little bit farther down, so I switched to this Nico rig.
So what?
It's a Nico rig, just
That's
wacky.
what I had, but it was so light.
Yeah.
It was like floating.
Yeah, I put a little heavier weight in it. Cause I was seeing them on the graph, but you know, not. I was able to figure out a few ways to catch a couple fish. During practice, I spent most of my time fishing shallow. Of course, being from Lake Hartwell in the springtime pre-spawn, I've almost always fished for largemouth. So that was the first thing that I came looking for: stained water, shallow water, backs of the rivers, creeks, so forth. And in my mind, that was what I was most familiar with. That's what I had the most success with, fishing BFLs and so forth at home. So that's what I immediately looked for. Pre-practice, I went and fished, looked for the best stained water. I looked for the most rock. The lake is up, so I looked for a lot of places where there's a lot of that broom, we'll call it broom sage at home. Look for a lot of places with that. And you know, there's some fish biting in that stuff, but the spotted bass definitely outweighed the largemouth this time.
Made me mad. You're like, I'm gonna let him take it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let
A lot of fish here. It's the only reason I had left. There's a lot of fish here. Got one. Oh, come on. Come on. For some reason, my gut was telling me to go fish for largemouth. I had 9 pounds in the boat. I had a limit. I had nothing to be scared of. I lost a real big one in practice up there fishing shallow. So I decided to run up to the stain water and fish for largemouth for a little while. Oh, come on!
Damn, go back down.
Doing it.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can see it. It's a daggum real good one.
Shit. I feel like it's gonna jump.
It's okay.
Brian, I'm gonna fall over again.
No, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. That's a real good one. Oh God, girl.
No. Is that a bass?
Yeah, it is. Let's get it down here in the floor. That's a freaking giant. Look at that thing.
I thought it was another striper.
What did you catch it on?
Okay, a shaky head just sitting there.
Oh my God.
Doing nothing but set up like.
Yeah. Look how skinny he is. I think they're spawned out up here.
Look at that.
Yeah. Small. No, it's not. I don't know. Okay, no. There he is. Good one. Good one. Sorry. Don't you go.
No, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't you go doing that crap on me again.
Oh God.
Barely hooked too. He's not gonna help me. There he is. Good one, Michelle. Good one. Sorry. He just laid that thing down and didn't even. I think he's 14 though. He is 14. Half, actually. Probably. So 1 or 2, I had a late day. I had to 5 o'clock to fish them. So, you know, 3 or 4 hours up there in the stain water, I was only throwing a spinnerbait. That's all I did was fish a spinnerbait in the grass. So I went up there, fished a spinnerbait in the grass for the next 3 or 4 hours. And I caught fish. Everything worked out. I mean, I really can't blame myself. That's the textbook way to try to get that bigger bag, is catch just a little smaller bag of spots and then go to the stain water and catch a bigger largemouth, 3, 4, 5, who knows what you can catch, 5, 6, 7 pounder. That's how I saw it working out in my mind. I got up there and that just wasn't the case. The fish bit. It wasn't like I was in dead water, but I just never got a good bite up there. I had 3 or 4 hours just to poke around, and seemed like every one I caught was a 1.25 pound, 1.5 pound fish. The same exact thing that I had when I was fishing for spotted bass. Lake Lanier is about as close as I'll ever get to my preferred style of fishing. Either way, when it comes to stain water or fishing stain water at home, I always fish rocks, wood, and it's kind of like a fake aquatic vegetation, just the old broom straw that you see in the grass, in the water, that only we'll only have that in the spring. And so I did that. I only weighed 9 pounds 9 ounces, and I probably caught 15 or so fish. You never would have told me I could have went through that many numbers and never got a big fish. Never caught a 3 pounder. Never really caught one over 2.5 that day. So that was tough to stomach. So I immediately knew that day 2 I had to do something totally different. All right, y'all, it's day 2 here at FLW tour event at Lanier. And I didn't do any filming today. We had a pretty good day. My buddy Maddox is a local here. You had 10 pounds yesterday?
Yep.
10 pounds today. And what'd you catch today? 3 or 4? Yeah, 4?
2.
2?
Oh, actually I caught 4.
You caught 4, 2 keepers today. Still caught a lot of fish today. I stayed deep. I went to the south end today and just stayed out 20. Go ahead, you can go ahead and jump in if you want to. Just stayed out deep and fished vertical pretty much all day long. I caught a few on the docks and caught fish all day long, still small ones. I don't really get it. Like, I tried to figure out how I could catch, you know, you need like those, a couple 4, 5 pound bites to put your bag up to 13, 14 pounds and give you a solid day. And I never found that. Like, I never found it. I caught fish and everywhere I go, they were the same size. So really the same size today as I had yesterday, honestly. I went down, I played the numbers game. I just still never got a big bite. I don't know why. Basically what I was doing was just dropping what I call a Ned Mickey. It's nothing but a Z-Man Streaks 375 on a headlocks finesse shrooms head, 1/6 ounce, just dropping it down around brush piles. The fish weren't in brush piles, they were around the brush piles. So anywhere I'd marked brush or anything, I just went back to those places and just kind of poked around until I saw some fish on the graph, dropped on them and catch them. And we caught them pretty much all day. I went through probably 15 or more keepers again on day 2. And only weighed 11 pounds. I mean, it was a great day of fishing. I had a lot of fun, but just never boated that big bass that I needed to push my bag up. Come my fan club. Okay, girl.
Hey, baby.
What's up? Let me see your shirt. You get on my jersey. That's mine.
No, it's not.
Huh?
No, it's not.
That is my jersey.
No, it's not.
Give me my jersey.
No.
It's got my name on it. It's got my name on it.
Ryan Lanier is out of Belton, South Carolina. Ryan had 9 yesterday, 5 more today. It goes 11 pounds, 11 ounces. Got you right now in 10th spot with 21.4, Brian. Way is close. Give him a paycheck bill. Maddox Walters.
But looking back, I really can't be upset. I did exactly what I'm comfortable doing, exactly the way that I saw it going down. Only thing I probably would change is maybe spent a little bit more time offshore. That's hard for me to process in the spring, but definitely learned that lesson and going to do it more next time.